It's provided a space for people to just come and be themselves. It almost feels like when you walk through the doors, it somehow strips you of any pretense or facade that you ever had before. Name is Sean White, electrician by trade, but an avid lover of coffee. What's been quite rewarding for me in particular about this place was an idea born of basically the fact that we had this space available to us. Originally it was just being utilized as a brewery. In fact, craft beer was a thing, or becoming a thing, and there was that need for a craft brewery, so we decided to rip out a lot of the internals and reshape it and rebuild it into a working brewery, which it did become for a while. It was being used for that purpose. That really fell by the wayside to an extent, and having gone to coffee shops at a number of locations, and as coffee was also becoming a bit of a thing on the peninsula and worldwide, I just had a love for coffee and what really went into developing a good espresso, the right kind of shot. And I thought it'd be kind of nice to get involved in that, just as something creative. Maybe we should actually look at developing a coffee shop. And one would typically look at wanting to do a coffee shop in a place with foot traffic, people around. But we had the space and thought, well, let's give it a go in an industrial park. So again, tore up the space, pulled down walls, and we decided just to create a space that we thought would be appealing. So originally it was just a coffee shop, which surprisingly actually drew in quite a lot of clientele. First off, just people in the area. Then as word got out there, we'd have people actually popping into the industrial park and coming to check out the space. I think it appealed to a lot of people who were just looking for somewhere that was quite real. There was no pretense about it. Because of the kind of space it was, it really did get people interacting and talking, and people could drop their guard. And so initially it just started as that. It was just quite a small coffee space in the front, but never a massive amount of people. It was kind of like small and intimate. It went through some changes, some renovations, developed some more interest from other people who wanted to be involved. At one point we just slid in a few rails and started selling a bit of clothing at the same time. Initially we had one or two people coming in just looking for somewhere where they could work. People who were tired of being at home and needed to get out a little bit and interact with people. As a result of that, we developed the workspace upstairs, and the ramp has been quite a recent addition, so that we could just draw in some clientele in the form of kids skating, anybody who's looking for an indoor place that they could skate, when the elements aren't great. Parents could come and sit in the space, have some coffee, have some food, perhaps even work at the same time. We hosted a few skate competitions, which we'd like to do a few more of in the future. So I'll typically pop in the morning and just have a little chat with everybody. A lot of us that just arrive here in the morning and we have our little chat. Outside of that, it'll be maybe get into the water for a surf, maybe pop up the mountain for a hike or something to get out into the bush. We've had to put a lot in on a physical and mental level, many a late night, weekends. So in this country, it is easy to start a business. I would say the more challenging aspect would be to, once starting that business, to actually make money. Having the necessary skills and abilities made it easier to physically set the place up and to get going on that. From that point of view, it might have been a moment where you're sitting here wondering, are we going to get people through the door? Do people love and trust enough in what this space provides and what it is and the people in it to support and to carry on? I think it's the kind of space that people have to be themselves, they have to be real. That's been the biggest kick for me, is people being able to sit down and just discuss life